Hello, you ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Sweet Bobby Gaines. Nice to see you. Now, this is my life's work. It is this spreadsheet that I have put so much time into. I am not an expert on Excel. I have put this together by watching thousands of hours of YouTube videos, and it is all my original work product. So, what I have done is I've made this available to three classes of trader nerds: the Ninja Nerds, the Hello Ladies gang,
Hello, ladies.
and the illustrious Muscadine Mafia. If you would like a copy of the spreadsheet, encourage you to be in one of those three chat rooms. It's a little extra a month to be in those, but it's well worth it because we have extra sessions and we go into deep study. Like today, the Muscadine Mafia, we will be discussing long puts versus long debit spreads. Right? So we're going to do some in-depth analysis on that. So what will happen is in those three rooms, you should see a link to an exe file. Now, some of you will say, wait a minute, Bobby, I'm on a Apple and I can't open the exe file. Oh gosh, what can we do? Then what you do is within those three chat rooms, you say, hey, Uncle Sweet Bobby, will you email me a copy? And old Sweet Bobby will email you a copy. But you need to do it within those rooms because that way I know that you're a Ninja Nerd or a Muscadine Mafia or a Hello Ladies guy. Okay. So you will open the exe file, and all of a sudden, the very first time that you do it, you're going to click Original Workbook. Now, after you have saved that file, you will never click Original Workbook again. You will click Choose Save File, and then you will choose the save file, whatever you saved it as. Okay. But the first time, you're going to open Original Workbook. Now, some of you have made a mistake of every time you'll open the original workbook and you'll go, oh my God, all my stuff is not there. Not my data's not there. That's because you should have saved it as another file. And then you click the Choose Save File. Okay. So we're going to open original workbook. And we're going to pray that everything works out correctly here as my computer is logging through and doing all of its stuff here. Yay, here we are. And it opens our beautiful little spreadsheet. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing that you do is you start out today, right? Whatever today is, and you go, today is the year of our Lord, 7/28/23. And you go, what is the net liquidation value in your account? Now, you will notice that we have things called blue columns and we have things that are other colors columns. The only data entry that you do in this spreadsheet as much as possible is under the blue columns. If there's a blue column, that means you do something. If it's any other color column, don't do anything because this thing will do it by itself. Okay, so everybody's with me. Now, I update my spreadsheet daily. Every trading day, it is updated. You don't have to do that. If you want to just update it once a week, that's fine. If you want to update your metrics once a week, that's fine. As often as you'd like to is when you put in your dates here, and then you update your net lick every time. Okay, everybody with me? Okay. Now, what you do then is you will record your Greeks and ratios, right? So here's my Greeks and ratios. So you sit there and go, okay, my deltas are 34, and that's SPY deltas, right? My theta is 78. So I'm at 0.04%. And then you record, look, blue, purple, I don't do anything. Tan, I don't do anything. Green, I don't do anything. VIX. Now, it should have a formula that figures the VIX for you a lot of times. If it doesn't, just type it in. You need to say, okay, VIX is 13 today. And that will tell you what all the max of everything should be. And then type in your buying power usage. So let's say 45,000. That's what my buying power is. I'm just making up numbers. So we're at 24%. Now let me scroll out a little bit. So here, this tells you if your deltas are okay, it's going to say green here and no adjustment. If your theta is okay, then it's going to be just groovy. And if you're under the whatever it says your max is, you're fine. I'm at 0.04%. I can be as high as 0.10%. All right, my buying power is at 24%, and it says my max buying power is 25%. Now watch what happens as VIX goes up. Let's say we had what's these numbers change? 25%, 0.10%. Watch what happens if you go to a VIX of 30. Whoa. As volatility increases, you can use more of your buying power and you can use more theta in your account. I just want everybody to know all of these metrics are based off of the VIX. So let's go back to current VIX. In this current environment, I'm recommending, and my spreadsheet's recommending, you don't use more than 0.10% of your net lick as theta, and you don't use more than 25% of your buying power as your buying power. Now, do not put the date here. It's red. Do not type something here or here. Do not type in your net lick here. It automatically pulls these. Again, you only fill in stuff under blue columns. Now, some of you may not be able to see the blue columns in the whatever. So you need to kind of know where these blue columns are. I think if I email you a copy, they may all be blue. So you need to know where you put in inputs, deltas, theta, VIX, buying power. Don't touch anything else. Give you just a second to write those columns down. B, D, L, and M for Bobby does like Mexican food. Not really, because we eat there, except on Sunday, because I'm getting sick of it after church. And my family just says, what? No, we ain't going Sunday. Woman, submit yourself to your husband. I don't want Mexican, Beth. Let's eat something else. I'd rather eat the Wendy's. All right. So anybody got a thing? So the next thing you go, okay, 729. Well, that's tomorrow. And then you go, okay, let's see how much money I made. I made $188,000. Ta-da! It says you made $756. Then you come in here and you do your Greeks and ratios. Everybody with me on that? Any questions whatsoever? Okay. Now, you got to decide. Are you going to be a free-hander or are you going to record every trade? If you're trading our little strategy, I have this set up so that you can choose what you want to put in here as a trade. Now, let's do a trade, okay? So say, for example, it's got a drop-down menu. Ladies and gentlemen, SPY, ES, SPX, or MES. Y'all, if you want to trade something else, I could fix it that you could trade something else, but this is what I do. This is my spreadsheet, and most of y'all trade the same stuff that I trade. Now, I could show you how to change it and make it for other stuff, but let's just assume that y'all are trading similar to me, and you're going to trade the MES. How many tranches? This shouldn't say tranches. This really should say contracts. And y'all know on a 112, it's not really one tranche, right? We're selling two strikes. So if I'm selling two options, I'm going to put two there. So that should actually say number of contracts, two. Okay, what I do this, I call this NP1. That's my naked put one. And let's say our strikes are 4,100. It's a put. Uh-oh. It doesn't know it's put. It's put. What's the strategy? That's a naked. All right, naked put. Let's say we're at 82 days. We're going to enter is the date, 7/27. That's 28. 7/28/23. Again, this is green and this is a purple. Don't put anything in. Put in your price. So we sold it for $21. Right? There you go. Ta-da! All right. So you want to put in your put debit spread? How come it's not my drop down thing's not there? There's a drop down thing. There's no drop down thing. Anyway, I'll type it in, I guess. Uh-oh, will it not let me type in? Huh. Oh my gosh. You know what I'll do? Not delete this row. See if it'll let me delete it. There we go. Now we should be able to pull it. No problem. MES, it's one contract of a put debit spread. What are my strikes? I don't know. 42.50, 39.50. Puts, debit spread. The first time it won't let you do it, you got to choose it, right? It says debit spread. Now, you can do credit spreads. You could do short hedge, which is nothing more than a selling an option. And you can do, like if you buy puts, you can do a long hedge, right? So there's all different kind of things you could do. But normally with the 1-2-1, we do naked puts and we do debit spread. Okay, put it in. And let's say that that was, what, 48 days or so. Put it in at 7/28/23. And we spent $10 on it. All right. See how that cool that is? It automatically calculates everything. Now, let me say this. Let's say that your numbers are wrong. Your numbers are different. Well, that's probably because you're going to have to update your commissions on the variable page. So it's pulling in my commission schedule. So what you need to do is figure out what is your SPY commission plus fees, what is your ES commissions plus fees, what's your SPX commission plus fees, what's your MES plus fees, and your VIX plus fees if you're trading any of those entities, and put them in this column C and put in your commissions. Any questions? All right, and then those are the strategies that we have, and this is where we pull is from the variable page. So let's go back to the trade page. Now this is very cool, y'all. Watch this. If you let that put debit spread expire after 48 days, then what you do is you would say, you know, that you're closing it. What's your closing price? Would be 0 if it expires. What are you closing this one at? So say you sold it at 21, you're going to close it at $2, right? And then you go exit 7/28/23, and it figures out, hey, I made 89% and my profit is $184 and blah, 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 blah. And it automatically does it for you. This one, you would put in, you got out of it 7/28/23 if you closed it or it expired, and it would say that you lost that entire $52.94. So it's 100% loser. Very cool, right? And it automatically colors it for you. So you don't have to do anything. Now, what we found out, and I forget who showed me this, but this is cool. So let's say that you've got all these trades that are closed and you just want to see your open trades. That's kind of easy to do. What's this? Go to the exit tab, click on the down button, unclick select all, and just click blanks. Now watch what happens when I hit OK. Boom. It will only show you your open trades. Isn't that cool? Okay. Now, some things we don't use a lot, and I won't go into them a lot, but when we were doing the Sweet Bobby hedge, it would do the break evens and all that nature automatically. Really don't use that anymore. Weekly premium, I don't spend a lot of time on it, but what I would do is you need to start it over here. So if my start date, and I think we need to start this on a Monday. So whatever, like if I'm starting today, I would put my start date as 1/24. So it would be this week, right? So I'd go here. And again, now this is yellow. So you only fill in here. So I'd go 1/24/23, right? And it goes through the end of the year. So it will say this week, right? That's why I'd say put a Monday here, because it keeps up with your weeks, right? Really nice weeks. And this week we sold, it says 0 premium, but that's not the case. I wonder if it's because we hid those columns. Hold on a second. Let me hide them again. Let me go over here and go to trades, and we'll go to exit. It should say that we had sold premium in there today. Let's do that. There they are. Now let's go over to weekly premium. Weekly premium sold. It's not pulling in over there. That's interesting. I'll look at that. But this is supposed to keep up with, let's make sure the dates I put on those trades. Let's see, 7/28, and we did over here. Hold on, wrong date. Yeah, 1/24/23. God, goofy Bobby, 7/24/23. Goofy. There we go. So you see, it said my total premium sold was $154. It gives me a target. I've oversold what it says I'll do. Now, don't change this one. I know it's yellow and you can change it and say, man, I want to make 50% this year. Don't do that. Let this one automatically calculate and kind of tell you how you're doing. So this one would kind of say, you know, your premium capture on your trades is 85%. It projects that we'll make $5,200 this year. We should have a return of 2.8% for the rest of the year based on one trade, right? And then it will come up with your weekly profit, your total premium sold, your profits, average days in trade, 0, because we just put it on, took it off. The average credit you get per trade, your win rate, your trade expectancy. It'll figure out the average profit on your naked puts, and it'll also track your average profit on your debit spreads. Yeah, thanks, Ken. I appreciate that because, yeah, I put in the wrong month. Okay. Does a really good job. The only other thing that you need to do is go into realized returns. Okay. And the thing that you need to do is like, if you were starting today, then you need to go in and capture the price of SPY. So what you do is you go, okay, what is SPY today? So SPY is at 456.77. Okay. So you go SPY is 456.77 when we started. And it will keep up with how SPY has done, and it will keep up with your performance. Yay, we're outdoing SPY. SPY is right now down 0.10% from when we started, and you or I are up 0.4%. Isn't that cool? And then it keeps up with your total profits on that, your closed profits, your realized profits there as well. And then if you're opening up, you're keeping it up, and you want to know what the current price of SPY is, hit refresh all, and it pulls up the price of SPY. Now, where does it pull this from? It pulls this from Thinkorswim, their little API. So if you, I think it does. No, it doesn't. It doesn't pull it from Thinkorswim, not this number. So it should, with you just having this open, it should give you, pull up somewhere in the universe, the price of SPY. That's not coming from the thing. Okay. All right. So if you're starting in July, like we did here, then what you would do is take out your beginning and your subtractions and your ends here, right? You delete all that. All right. We delete May and June here. And what you would do is you would put in July. So July, we started with 187,244. 187,244. If you add or subtract any funds to that, you need to put it in there. And then let's say at the end of the month, we had $189,546. Then you would see that it would say that we made 2302, which is a 1.23% return. And then what you can do, what's this? A couple of days after the month closes, you hit on this little, it's a link, right? It's a hyperlink. You hit on SPY percentage, and it opens a web page. And this web page shows you the monthly return of SPY for each and every month, which is very, very, very cool. So, or, you know, you can look and go, January is up 6.18%. It was up, you know, in February 23 down to 6.1%. And you can put in what SPY did compared to you so that you will know if you have alpha or not. So let's say that, let's go back. Where's my thingamajiggy? Now, here we go. So let's say if SPY was up 1%, then it would say, wrong place, Bob. If SPY was up 1%, then you had alpha of 0.23%. Isn't that cool? And then it'll total all your months for you right here. Now, I won't spend a lot of time on this because we don't spend a lot of time on it. In the rare occasion that you have a problem child, we've got a problem child calculator. So, and really, I put the naked put in as a problem child, right? When I sold a naked put, how much credit did I get? When I closed it, how much did I have to close it for? Then I want to sell more naked puts so as the credit received as I roll it out is greater or equal to the debit that it took to close the trade. Then I add in the profit that I got on the put debit spread from closing it on the hedge. So that gave me $200. And then I closed this 1606 for $411. And it's just a little calculator to say, did I make money? Well, sure I did. I had credits of 2217. I had debits of 2017. This is how we deal with problem child. And I made $200 on the problem child. Isn't that cool? That's problem child. Okay. T-bills. For those of you doing T-bills. If you're in a margin account, Ed does more than I do, but I say for margin accounts that I'm going to put in 80% of my account into T-bills. And this thing tells you the quantity to buy weekly. Okay. So every week I can buy 30 T-bills. Now, I have got this on a 5-week ladder so that every week you're buying more and more, T-bills. As this goes up to, and you don't have to enter your net lick here, it pulls it automatically. If you're in an IRA account, I would recommend not using more than 50% of your account into T-bills. So if it was an IRA, you can change that account, right? So you can say, hey, buy 19 of those. So every week I buy 19 T-bills. Put ladder, Lord, I forgot what this is. This is if you want to put up to 3% of your entire portfolio into long ES puts. Annually for insurance, you would spend $56.40. Purchase frequency, you can say bi-weekly, or do you want to buy every 2 weeks, or do you want to buy them weekly, right? If I'm buying them weekly and I want to spend 3% of my account on insurance, I can buy $108 worth of puts. If I want to buy them every 2 weeks, $217 worth of puts. Very cool, right? Got a little head thing here for the VIX hedge. It's got all the instructions, y'all. If you want to spend up to 3% of your or 0.25% every 30 days on your account, then knock yourself out. I buy them at 120, 90, 60, and 30. I'm not doing this currently. Doesn't mean you can't. So just a good way of, keeping up with your VIX. Here's all the things, the blue columns, you enter your stuff in. They'll tell you how many days in the trade you were, blah, 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 close it, exit, just kind of to do the VIX hedge. But these are really lesser used. Well, I don't really ever use the VIX hedge. I can go into more depth if you need it. Put ladder just tells you if you want to spend a certain portion of your account annually on insurance, how much you can do every week or whatever. T-bills, problem children, realized returns we talked about. It also, realized returns will keep up with how many naked positions you have and then how many contracts you have. So if you're doing a 1-1-2 and you got one on, it'll say you've got one position, but you've got 2 nakeds. Then it'll say you've got one put debit spread and it's only one contract to pay. Very cool, right? Weekly premium we talked about. It kind of says how much premium do you need to sell per day and per week to keep up with whatever return you want to do. Don't focus too much on that. Let this number organically come as you sell, and then you can, pop it up or down as you like. Sweet Bobby hedge break even, that automatically calculates for you. We don't really use that much at all. Greeks and ratios. Here's where you run your account. Enter your net lick every day, every week, twice a week, whatever it is. Record your Greeks and ratios. Okay. This tells you, do I put on a trade? What does your plan say? If my deltas are fine and my theta is low and my buying power is under this, then my plan is to put on a trade. If any one of these is violated, I have the option. So if, let's say this was 47,000, okay, I'm over 25%. But since my theta is less than 0.10, I have the option of putting a trade on. I don't have the requirement. And that goes back to your trading plan. So whatever your trading plan, now you don't have the trading plan. The trading plan is in the Discord room. Go to written trading plans. My trading plan is there. Take it. Don't copy it, but change it and make it your own. You can sit there and say, wow, it says Bobby must do something. So there's rules and then there's permissions. Bobby must do something or Bobby has the option to do something. Know whether your plan requires you to do something or gives you the option to do something. I would try to be as much of a rules-based trader as you possibly can be. Hey, man, my rule is to do this, this, this. So there's no question what you should do. And that's the biggest thing that I get asked from y'all, from people who are just starting with their plan. Hey, Bob, should I put on a trade today? And my answer to you is going to be, well, what does your trading plan say? And what do your metrics say? If I am good here, under here, And under here, right, 35,000, my plan says put a trade on. Yeah, but Bobby, the market's up. I don't care. My plan doesn't say, oh, if the market's up, put a trade on. Or, oh, if the market's down. Does your plan say that? So here, this is the most important tab. Record your net lit. Record your Greeks and metrics. Follow your plan. And that's pretty much it, y'all. So if you need this email to you, go to the 3 rooms, Hello Ladies chat, Ninja Nerd chat, Muscadine Mafia chat, and say, hey, Bob, email me a copy. If not, this should be pinned in all 3 chat rooms, the exe file. And what you would do is this. You would go File, and you would hit Save. And it's going to ask you to come up with a name, right? So hit a name your file. And the next time you open it, instead of opening original workbook, you're going to open a saved file with whatever you named it as. Hey, anyone got any questions at all? Glad to entertain them. For those of you that are new, I think you're going to love the spreadsheet. It works really, really well. Your nakeds turn a color at 50% DTE, correct? Yes. So what I have is, great question. On this page, this will have an auto close date when the naked gets to 41 days. Okay. So when the DTE starts out as 82, when it becomes 41, it says close it. So that's my plan. My plan says close it when it gets to 50% DTE, or if that naked puts gets to 80%. Well, how do you know if 80%, if you get to 80%? Well, then you go to your little thingamajig here, go to your groups, right? And naked puts and sort by P&L. So here's one. It's at 88%. Could I close it? Absolutely, I could. I could take the 88% profit. So my plan says close it. I have the option of closing it, when it gets 50% or 80%. I certainly could take that one off. Take it off, put it in your spreadsheet, and you're ripping and ready to go. Now, this will also turn yellow. Let me show you this. This will turn yellow as well if it has 0 days left in the trade. Your debit spread will also say, hey, this thing has expired. And you need to just put in a 0 on the closing price and the date. Okay, great. Any other questions at all? When saving the sheet for the first time, is there a specific naming convention for file type that must be included? No. Excuse, just do this. Go File, Save, and then type something in. I think it automatically gives you whatever you need to save it as. File, Save, and it saves it as an exe file, secure exe file. So I could save it as Sweet Bobby, right? Sweet Bobby test. So let's close it up. I said, let's close it up. There we go. So next time you go Trader Nerds spreadsheet, open the app or the thing there, right? See if it'll open up good. Okay. So here you can load a recent save file, which is easy, right? And there she is, Sweet Bobby test, and it opens it right up. I said it opens it right up. Ta-da! Sweet. Now, the cool thing is, SKUs, you can have more than one of these on your community. Say you're trading 4 different accounts like I am, then, you can certainly go to original workbook, open it again, and save it as a second file or a third file. Very easy to use. So spreadsheet's easy. And you will see me, if you're new to our group, you will see me using the spreadsheet every day. So all you got to do is go back 2 weeks. If you're new, and just watch me every day. I'm using the spreadsheet. I'm entering the information. You'll see where I'm entering it. You'll see how I'm making my decision. It's a great little spreadsheet. Any other questions? You are capturing a total account net lig which includes 112 trades, T-bills, money market, hedge, buy and hold, everything else, correct? Yes. Compared to just tracking the net lick of the 112 trade strategy, correct. I am capturing the entire net lick regardless of what's in there. And I don't record, how much each T-bill brought me in and all that nature. I don't do that. So I've had a couple of my mentor students who tried to start out and they go, okay, I got $100,000 account. I'm only going to trade $50,000 of the account for the 112 program. And I'm only going to record half of the net lick. Y'all, it's incredibly hard to do. I would recommend record your entire net lick of your account. And if you're only recording your 112 trades in here, that's fine. You got other stuff that this spreadsheet won't account for, that's fine too. Just you're tracking your progress and your profits by your net lick. Yeah, don't do that. It is, Ken, it's too hard to do that. Just put your total net lick in. Yeah, but Bobby, I'm doing strangles and gold. Okay, my spreadsheet won't cover strangles and gold. Now, I've got a spreadsheet that'll cover strangles and gold. So maybe, I could find that one and pull it out and dust it off and let you have it. But I think it's more manual entry than it is automatic. This thing's automatic. This thing automatically does everything for you. It's so sweet. Okay. All right, guys, great session today. This will be recorded. You can go back and look at it as many times as you want to. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I will see y'all later.